Hey guys, welcome back to the AspieWorld. What's going on in my hair? So it's Autism Awareness Month here in the UK, which is April, and I think it's across the world, but I'm not entirely sure, so bear with me on that. At the beginning of every single video, I read out a comment from one of you guys, so I'm going to get stuck into that right now. This comment is from Aubrey Larson, and they said, do you know if you can have Asperger's and high functioning autism? Love the videos, by the way, full stop. And I think what they're asking is, can we have Asperger's and high functioning autism simultaneously? Well, Asperger's is like having high functioning autism. It's a high functioning ASD, which is Autism Spectrum Disorder, so it's more for the high functioning end. So I guess the lines kind of get a bit blurry there, so it's nomenclature at the end of the day, you know, how you name something. So Asperger's, high functioning autism. High functioning autism is different because Asperger's has some differences to high functioning autism, but we're going to get stuck into that right now because this video is all about Asperger's Syndrome and what is Asperger's Syndrome. If you want me to read out your comment, please hit that bell icon on desktop and mobile, and I will be checking the first 30 comments on the video as soon as I upload it every week, and out of those first 30 I'll pick one of those to read out and answer your question if you have one at the beginning of every video. This video is on what is Asperger's Syndrome, and I thought what a great time to do it at this Autism Awareness Month. Okay, so let's get stuck right into the video. So we're going to cover what is Asperger's Syndrome, then we're going to cover, you know, what's it like, what are the difficulties, then we're going to look at some figures, we're also going to look at the causes, and hey, the big question, is there a cure? If you would like to leave a comment, please put a comment in the comment section below. I read every single one and I will reply to every single one. Okay guys, so Asperger's Syndrome is an autism spectrum disorder. It's part of an autism spectrum diagnosis. So it's now actually classified as an autism spectrum disorder rather than Asperger's Syndrome officially, but Asperger's Syndrome was for a very long time the name given to this condition, and it's classed as one of those hidden disabilities because it has no physical features to indicate that the person has the condition. Like other autism profiles, Asperger's Syndrome is a lifelong development disability that affects how people perceive the world around them and interact with others, basically. So let's look at the official kind of tagline for what is Asperger's Syndrome. Asperger's Syndrome, AS, also known as Asperger's, is a developmental disorder characterized by significant difficulties in social interactions, non-verbal communication, along with restricted patterns and behavior and an obsession for certain things. People with Asperger's Syndrome have an average to above average intelligence, which means that they may actually succeed in things like science and maths and some more complex pattern abilities skills, whereas people who have classic autism or high functioning autism may not have that capability. So there is a clear definition between, you know, high functioning autism and Asperger's Syndrome. People with Asperger's Syndrome generally have quite a high IQ and have good verbal language and good vocabulary. So what's it like? What are the issues for people with Asperger's Syndrome? So people with Asperger's Syndrome may have difficulties with processing language, processing non-verbal communication, processing the given social skills that everyone has for social cues for hanging out in social situations. So people with Asperger's may have like obsessions with certain things like trains or Star Wars or whatever. People with Asperger's also will be really inclined to look for like patterns and things and like to stick to routines and have like a very strict day-to-day pattern in their life, which is kind of you know, common across all people with an autism spectrum disorder, but it shines through quite distinctively in Asperger's Syndrome. Another thing that people with Asperger's can suffer from is processing jokes and sarcasm and knowing when people are just saying sayings and when people are being truthful, because it's hard to read facial expressions, it's hard to read kind of mannerisms and that type of thing, and not knowing what the other person is thinking makes that kind of really difficult to decipher if they're joking or if they're being serious. So looking at some figures now, there's around 700,000 people in the UK with an autism diagnosis or living with autism, and that's like more than 1 in 100 people. So you probably do know somebody who's affected by autism or Asperger's Syndrome in that way, which is kind of crazy because you know, never before have we been able to kind of have the research and the skills and the resources necessary to actually diagnose people with the condition, which is kind of really cool that we're able to do that now. Causes. So the exact cause of Asperger's and autism is completely unknown. People think it's a mix between genetics and some environmental factors that come together and produce an autism condition, but they really don't know, and because everybody with autism is slightly different, it's so difficult to try and you know, try and figure out what the main cause is here. You know, is there a cure? There is currently no cure for autism or Asperger's because of the type of condition. It's neurological, so there's no way that you can cure it. It's a lifelong condition that will impair you for, you know, for your entire life. If you'd like to learn more about autism and Asperger's, please hit that subscribe button right here, because I do videos like this every single week. If you'd like to check out my daily vlog channel, the link is up here. My last video is around here somewhere. Check out my mailing list link in the bottom and subscribe. I'll see you next time, guys. Peace.